Welcome back to Melanie Loves Death Metal. Today I am not talking about death metal, but we'll get back to that later on in the week. I've got some stuff that I'm going to be doing some reviews on. But I wanted to do this series of my High Roller Records reissues that I've gotten in my collection over the last couple months, and some that I'd never sold off of my collection previously. I ended up keeping them because I had just gotten them before I put up all my stuff for sale. Um, but forgive me, I have a cold, so I sound nice and congested and disgusting. So hopefully I'll try to get through this video. But yesterday I was not feeling good, so I chose to not do anything and record. Today I'm feeling a little bit better, but yeah, just cold knocked me the F out. And my whole family's sick too. My wife, both my kids, everybody. So High Roller Records is a label out of Germany. And they put out a bunch of awesome reissues of like modern metal music, heavy metal music. Really, really good stuff. You should definitely pay attention to them for some newer music, but also, like I said that completely wrong. They put out modern metal music for sure, new bands and stuff, but they also do reissues for gems, like straight up gems in the heavy metal, thrash, just metal as a whole, and they've been doing it for years and years and years. And I have never really been able to get their stuff into my collection because it is a little bit expensive for the shipping. It's like $20 just for one record, so you kind of have to make a pretty big order to make it worth it. But they do everything from new wave of British heavy metal, doom metal, thrash, speed, punk, rock, like everything. But most of the stuff that I'm showing off today is thrash, death, death thrash, and um, heavy metal. So I am a huge heavy metal fan. Okay, like I love new wave of British heavy metal. I love new wave of the new heavy metal stuff that's coming out. Um, Obviously, Iron Maiden is one of my favorite bands. And so I'm consistently always looking to add into my heavy metal collection. For the most part, most of my stuff is on CDs because that's what I used to collect before I got records, obviously. But High Roller has been letting me or allowing me to get a lot of these albums in my collection that I've never had before on vinyl, and they are really nice vinyl reissues. Like they're done really well, they sound great quality, they give you extras for what you're paying, and the prices are always very reasonable. Like they don't rip you off whatsoever. Just by far one of my all-time favorite labels, and I'm consistently looking and watching what they're putting out, and then waiting and hoping that distros in the U.S. get them. And fairly recently, it's been so much easier to get these reissues now. Hell's Headbangers, NWN, Vinyl Command out in Arizona is an awesome shop. You should definitely check them out. Heavy Metal Museum on Discogs, one of my favorite places to shop at. They all get them in stock and they don't rip you off on pricing. So that is where, for the most part, most of these are coming from. So this is gonna be part one of the series. I can probably do like 3 or 4. I have so many of them in my collection, and some of these are like so popular, and like I've never shown them off on here, but we've talked about them several times in Heavy Metallurgy. They've been talked to death on other YouTube channels, but I figured, hey, I have them, I'll show them. Yes, I like this kind of music. Talk about something a little bit different today than I have in the past. So, but don't worry, death metal is coming back. I have a couple of new releases that have coming in that I'll talk about and show off and do a little bit mini reviews on at the end of the week. I've been going through these because I got a couple of new High Roller record reissues coming in this week, and that kind of just spurred this idea. So let's go ahead and get started. So this one needs absolutely no introduction. It's only the only Manila Road album I have in my collection on vinyl. When this became available, I just snagged it. Obviously, everybody knows this album. This is probably their most known album, I would think. Crystal Logic came out in 1983. It's their third full-length album, and if you're not familiar with Manila Road, they have a very extensive discography. I do like most of their albums. I can be honest with you, there's probably like 3 or 4 that I haven't really ever listened to, but they're an American heavy metal band from the 70s all up into, I think 2018 was their last album that they put out. So they've been around for a long time. Yeah, no, 2017, To Kill a King. I don't think I haven't heard any of their newer stuff. Like the last like four, one, two, three, four, 5 albums that they put out, I have not heard. But I'm pretty well versed in everything from their first album, Invasion, back in 1980, all the way up into about Gates of Fire in 2005. But this is the one that I figured I would grab while it was available. I was not always able to keep the hype stickers on all of these, and sometimes I tear them when I'm trying to take them off, and then I'm like, fuck it, and I throw it away. But I was able to keep the hype sticker on this one. I don't remember when they reissued this. I think it was fairly recently. I know that I got it fairly recently. But they have, I don't know if the date's on the back. It's not. 2022, so yeah. So they come on these really nice Stoughton jackets. If you're familiar with Stoughton, it's like a really thick cardboard and a really nice glossy feel. They also do like those gatefold Stoughton tip-on where it's like the picture is glued on and stuff like that. But yeah, these are really, really nice glossy jackets, really thick, great quality. And like I said, with every issue of High Roller, you get what I like to call case candy. So for this particular reissue, you got like a press release or whatever of like what High Roller has reissued, and then you get this nice little card of the band, and then there's always a poster of the album artwork. So in all of these reissues, there's a poster of the album artwork. I'm not going to pull them all out because it's a pain in the ass. And then also a printed inner sheet with the lyrics, and then the liner notes and the band picture on the back. So really, really nice details that they add into it. And then the vinyl itself, now they come in color. I was able to get the color reissues. I think where I got this from, that was the only one they have. I remember if I got this from Vinyl Command or NWN. I know NWN I bought a lot from too. So this was the only one that they had in stock when I got it. So whatever. I'm not a huge fan of the splatter pressing, but it is what it is. If it was plastic black, I would have gotten it regardless. And some of these I'm showing off. I think some of these today, it actually might be another one, are mostly all black, but one of the few ones that I got in color. So yeah, this needs absolutely no introduction, but yes, I am a Manila Road fan. I think that's come up a couple of times. I've been asked a couple of times in comments and stuff, and I am, obviously not every single album, but most of them, and I just grabbed the one that we all know and love the most, but obviously there's several other albums I need to get, but for now, that's going to be on the back burner for collecting for a while, because they do have a lot of albums, and I don't necessarily feel the urge to get them all right now, but I definitely want to get at least the first 4 or 5 albums, at least up to the Deluge. Alright, the next one is by far one of my all-time favorite albums, and this is definitely an underground classic. I feel like not too many people know about it. I actually shared this in my like Instagram stories the other day with like a snippet of the song, and a couple people wrote me back and were like, whoa, this is awesome, I've never heard this before. But obviously the heavy metallurgists know this album, and it's been talked to death, but that is Witchcross Fit for Fight. I fucking love this album. Denmark band, heavy metal. This is just your straightforward awesome heavy metal. This is by far one of the best albums I've ever heard. This came out in 1984. They only have 3 full-length albums. They actually released one back in 2021 called Angel of Death. I don't think I've ever heard it, but I absolutely love this album. Their other album came out in 2013, so there was a pretty big hiatus there between this one and their second full-length. But this one, oh my god, it's just so catchy. And just that album artwork just screams like old school heavy metal. So I actually have this on CD for a very, very long time, and that thing is beat to shit. And so when I saw that they were reissuing this, I got this as soon as I could. This came out in 2021, and I think they've reissued it maybe a couple of times since then. There's definitely different variants and stuff, but man, I've been listening to this like crazy lately. I absolutely love this album. Just, it's so phenomenal, and it's just your traditional heavy metal music that just I absolutely love. I love the vocals on this. The vocals are they're a little bit more unique, the higher style vocals. They remind me a little bit of Rush, just a tiny bit. But yeah, I love this album. Again, if you've never heard this album and you love heavy metal, especially the old 80s heavy metal style, you definitely should listen to this album. It's so good. I think even Explosive Action Simon even messaged me when he saw that I posted this in my stories and said it's awesome. Again, that nice glossy thick Stoughton jacket, and then all the case candies that you get with this. This is, like I said, by far one of my all-time favorite metal albums. Man, so good. I just... Oh, so good. I mean, the whole entire record is good. I would say the A-side, Nightlife to Tokyo, is probably one of the best album openers. And then Axe Dance, Light of a Torch is so good. Yeah, I mean, there really is not a single bad song on this album. I don't know. The album artwork is just so... It's unique. I really enjoy it. I love it. Love everything about it. Love the cheese. So again, the poster of the album cover, I'm not going to unfold it. A lot of the High Roller record reissues have their whole catalog. Yeah, have fun trying to read all that if you're blind as hell. They put out a lot. Just an amazing label, and they also distro too. So, printed inner sheet, band collage, lyrics. So that's what you get with this. Also, they do the flooding in here, where it's just black on the inside. Some of them are different colors and images and stuff like that too. So, but yeah, and then this one is just a straight up, nothing too fancy. I don't remember what this one was. It's like a white marbling. I don't know, whatever. There was several different color variants to this one. So I snagged this one. It's been spinning a lot. When I pulled this out the other day, that was it. It was all over. It's just, that's what I'm listening to right now is heavy metal, new wave of traditional heavy metal, pulling out all that stuff, and of course the power metal shit that I've been listening to lately. My listening habits have been very, very off lately. I go in waves. All right, and then I have 3 more after this. This one is, I feel like, an underrated gem. I saw this on, was it Blast Beat vinyl? So there's another one that gets High Roller. And I was like, wait, is that the album that I think I know it is? And it definitely was. And that's obviously Slaughter with Strapato, I think is how you say it. Band is out of Canada, Canadian death thrash band. They're no longer together, but this is definitely an underrated gem. It came out in 1987. It is their only other full-length album. The last one they put out was in 2021 called Not Dead Yet, and I don't think I heard it. I didn't even know that. But this is not the Slaughter band that you think is Slaughter. This is definitely a different one. And yes, they kind of ripped off Iron Maiden there. Or maybe Iron Maiden ripped them off? No, I think I don't know. But a little bit the same there. But I love this album too. When I saw that Blast Beat got this in stock, I was like, ooh, that's something that's a little quirky underground gem there that I wouldn't mind getting in my collection. So again, that glossy, awesome jacket, super glossy, thick Stoughton. Then all the case candy on this one. I don't know if a whole lot of YouTubers that I watch have shown this off. It's possible that I just didn't see the video when they did, but I know everybody knows this album. If you're watching this video, chances are you probably know this album, so I don't think I need to talk too much about it. But of course, there's the album cover poster, and then this one just has a printed inner sheet, collage, and lyrics. So also apologies if you can hear the fam. Everybody's home today, sick, off of work and school, because we're all just got the plague over here, and I am on my lunch break, so I'm still working. I work from home, and when you're sick, sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and do it. So it's on this half and half, but yeah, this is good. I reorganized my office last week and listened to this like 4 times in a row. It's just a really, really good album. Death thrash at its finest. And then the last 2 albums need absolutely no introduction. It's the first time I've ever owned... Actually, no. Sorry, 3. Jesus Christ. Whew. Sick. Blaming it. This is one of my all-time favorite thrash albums. It's hard to believe I've never shown this off on the channel because I've never owned it until now, and I actually am about to start getting all of them because I love I like all of their albums. Obviously some are better than the other, but that is Messiah, with him to Abramelin, I can never say that right. Their first full-length album from 1986. This is a death thrash outlet out of Switzerland. And I'm pretty sure you probably are familiar. That is a very well-known band logo there. But yeah, they have recently reissued pretty much most of their catalog, if not all. I have another one coming in the mail this week. Their second full-length, Extreme Cold Weather, which I absolutely love. And I also love Choir of Horrors, Rotten Parish, Underground. So those are probably ones I'm going to for sure get that I know that have been reissued. And then their last couple of albums, Christus Hypercubus came out this year in March, and I have not really listened to it yet. I've listened to the first one pass through, but I just need to give it more time. But yeah, I absolutely love these albums. Just a straight up jam fest. Like the whole vocals are really not as prominent on this album. It's just a lot of jam fest, a lot of just riffs galore. I have the shrink on this one. I don't remember why. Probably because I wanted to keep the hype stickers and I just need to cut it off. So, but I usually remove shrink from my records. Alright, so all the case candy in this one. There we go. This is not flooded, but you can see that there's that thick cardboard stout jacket that I've been talking about. So the printed inner sheet is the alternate album cover that probably you're used to seeing, that red cover. And then a collage right there. And then, of course, the poster of the album cover. It's just a very simple album cover. I like it. I don't have any qualms with it. And this is the black one, not the red. I feel like this needs absolutely no introduction. If you probably all know this, and you know this band. And then, of course, it's just classic black. So I'll just show you the stickers. No need to pull out the record. So that was one that I got in fairly recently. Again, one of my all-time favorite thrash albums. And yeah, here's some hype sticker. You guys like when I show the hype sticker, so there you go. I don't remember. I probably should have wrote up extensive notes about what labels these were originally released on. This was on Chainsaw Murder, which I'm not too familiar with, but some of you, I'm sure, are watching this are. But like I said, they have a new album out that came out this year in March, and I still need to listen to it and give it some love. So maybe I'll do that today. And then finally, what I meant to say earlier is the last two need absolutely no introduction, but I've never owned any of their albums in my collection. I've always wanted to. And that is, obviously, Exhumer. You guys know this. Possessed by Fire is their first full-length in 1986. The band is out of Germany. It's a thrash metal band. Just fucking one of the best thrash metal bands, in my opinion. And I'm surprised, I don't think when we did the thrash metal episode on Heavy Metallurgy a couple years ago, I don't think any of us talked about this band on there. I don't think they did. I know I didn't. I don't know why. It just completely escaped my memory. There's so many things we talked about in that episode. But I don't know if Marty or anyone else, I don't know if we showed this off at all, but the first two albums are some of my favorite thrash albums. So nice glossy stout and jacket. This one is actually a brand new reissue that I just got a couple weeks ago. So printed inner sheet, collage. Again, I've never owned any of these in my collection, so no. Yeah, sorry. Kids. And then the poster. Generally, when my kids are home, they know not to come in my office because I'm usually working, but he probably heard me recording a video. I'm just going to come in and be like, hey. Someday I'll show them on camera. Maybe not. And just classic black. So there you go. And then the next one is Rising from the Sea, their second full-length, 1987. Again, a huge fan of this. I love these album artworks. They're so classic and iconic. So there you go. The glossy galore, the back, and then all the case candy, as I like to call it. Actually, these are just the posters, and then the printed inner sheet. So pretty. My destruction ones, which will be another video, have a ton of extras in there. So just wait for that. That'll be probably at the end of the week. I'll probably record that. So yeah, you're probably like, you got all the destruction issues, but you also bought the CD box set? Yeah, I don't... Again, sometimes I'm a collector scum, but that CD box set was worth it for the book, man. That book is so awesome. And then this is on just this, actually a fairly cool splatter. I'm actually a pretty big fan of that splatter. I like the color scheme and everything. So yeah. Oh, and there's I like the High Roller Records logo that they did for that sticker. That center label, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that is the first part of my High Roller Records reissue series I'm going to be doing. There's probably going to be at least 3 or 4 of these. So, and it's going to vary from between metal, heavy metal, thrash, speed, whatever. I have a lot in my collection. This is, like I said, one of my all-time favorite labels. Man, they just put out such great stuff. And they do CDs and stuff too, so it's not just vinyl. So yeah, that's all that I have. I hope you guys are having a great week. It's Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday. And more videos to come at the end of the week, and I'll see you in the next one.